friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christina and I am a newly stay-at-home mom, and I will be beginning homeschooling come January, and I am so excited to get into this new lifestyle, really. My oldest son is now 4 years old and he has been in daycare since he was 1. He's gone Monday through Friday during the work day, and that's all he's known. So we are transitioning very mindfully. I am actually going to be keeping him home 3 days a week starting January, and then 2 days a week he will be at the daycare still just for the month of January. Come February, he'll be home full time. He's just made some really close relationships, and he has a routine that he's just used to. So I didn't want to just completely pull him out like I'm doing with our 1-year-old. He's just getting pulled out, and starting January, he'll be home with me full time. So for my oldest, I knew that I wanted to get a curriculum that we could go through this spring and summer before starting our kindergarten curriculum come this fall when he's 5. So I went ahead and picked up The Magic of Childhood, and I'm really excited to do a first impressions with you, kind of explain why I went with this curriculum, and then show you all what's in this box. So if you're interested in learning more about the Magic of Childhood curriculum, then just keep watching. The criteria for me as a new homeschool mom and knowing literally nothing is I wanted the curriculum to be, number 1, faith-based, and number 2, I didn't want it to be super structured. I really want to focus on fostering just the love of learning, and this curriculum in particular, it focuses on faith, nature, and play, and that's something that I know Ezra will really enjoy, and I know I'll enjoy as well, and it's just a lot more of like an easy approach to schooling and homeschooling. It's not super structured, which I just don't think is going to be beneficial for right now at this age, at least. So really excited to try this out and see how it works for our family. So when you open the box, this is actually a really nice box, and it's this beautiful gingham. Real quick, you can get this several places, I believe, but I went ahead and got mine from Amazon, off of Amazon. It was like, I think maybe $34 for Black Friday, which is such a steal. So went ahead, grabbed this. It has a little welcome note. It has these beautiful flashcards, which I was so excited to see when I was looking online. I saw that they were just so beautifully illustrated. It's like a watercolor. Let me see if I can. This is really thick cardstock paper. There's vocabulary flashcards for each unit, along with letter and number cards. So it looks like these are some of the themes, like the Arctic theme. So it has corresponding Arctic items and animals. Hibernation, migration, weather. So there's just a lot of themes. It is a year-long course, or curriculum. It's 52 weeks. Like I said, this is more of just a supplement for us at this time until I can kind of narrow down exactly which curriculum I'm going to be doing for this fall. Let's see if I can find, oh yeah, here we go. We have the alphabet, and then we have number cards. I will likely laminate all of these because these are just so beautiful, and I definitely plan on reusing this curriculum with my son Micah once he turns 3. So this curriculum is 3 to 5 years. And here is the gorgeous binder, or the guide. It's a year-round homeschool study for preschoolers. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around so that you can see more closely what I'll be flipping through here. But already I'm just like, this is so beautiful. So here's a closer look at the front of the binder. It's just this really beautiful whimsical detailing. I love the foil. It's just really thoughtfully designed. So when you open the book, I like that it says this book belongs to the family. So I'll put our last name, and it's nice so it's not just personalized for one child, because if it's a family like me, I will be using this with my next kid, and if we have more, I'll just be using it for more than Ezra. So it'll be nice to put our last name. The curriculum is created by Claire Mariah Murray, and it's illustrated by Rachel Lynn. So again, this is really nice, this ring style. It just makes it really easy to flip the pages. Here is the contents page. So with this curriculum, it's nice because everything is done by themes. And so you don't necessarily have to start with the first theme, Arctic. You can go ahead and start with sky, or let's say you're in fall, you can start with autumn. I actually do think that we will start with Arctic because it's December, and when we start, it'll be January. So I think of cold and winter. So we probably actually will start with Arctic for our first theme. It comes with a nice little letter to homeschooling mamas of encouragement, which is really appreciated. Kind of her heart behind this guide, the goal of the guide, how to use the guide. So this is really good for me, and for any other mamas who are teaching. You can kind of just get some more information, background, tips, encouragement from this section. You can write down your dreams for the years ahead, what your hopes are for homeschooling, dreams for your children, goals for you. And then this section is the thematic units of study. And this is where your study begins. So like I said, we actually probably will start here with the Arctic unit, and it'll have the theme, which is Arctic, your focus question of the day, and it has these questions right here, something like, what is the Arctic? Where is the Arctic? For the skills section, you can work on certain letters and numbers for that day. You have a Bible verse, which is super important, so we'll go ahead and practice that. Some encouragement, and then there's also this weekly devotional. And it's nice too because she includes a daily prayer. So it's just all laid out really nicely for you. So the next page, it'll show you the weekly learning guide. And so it has, what is the Arctic? These are the questions that we saw over here. Like the question of the day, there's 5 questions because there's 5 days of the week. So each day, you're gonna focus on one of those questions. It has what you'll be reading, learning, creating, playing, connecting, and exploring. So these books, I will go ahead and check out at the library if possible. If I can't find it at our library, then I will just look for a reading on YouTube probably. But it has the book list here that corresponds with what you'll be reading. There's different suggestions for how to play. So explore the Arctic, learning through imaginative play, encourage physical play in the snow. We don't have that, but I'll have to think of something a little more creative to create a sensory bin. I really like how she suggests like an experience. So go on an Arctic adventure, and she suggests the zoo or just some other way of imaginative play that you can do with your child. So it's just continuing to foster that love of learning. Over here are a list of vocabulary words to learn and go through as well. Then the next week will be Unit 2. So hibernation, migration. Again, letter, number, questions of the day, and then it has everything laid out for you, the book list, all of that. So I just think that this is laid out so beautifully that it'd be fun to do something at the beach. So there are 50 units, and if you were to do the full curriculum, this is a review week, and it says that the goal of this week is to create space for rest, reflection, reteaching, and review within the homeschool year. So there's some spaces to fill out here. And then the last page is a little bit about the author and a little bit about the illustrator. One thing that I did think was really sweet on the back of the curriculum was what she wrote here, saying, "The goal of this guide is to create a love for learning through developmentally appropriate practices focused on faith, play, nature, and connection as you reclaim the magic of childhood together." And I just thought that was super sweet. I loved the together. That word is just, it rings so true, because this isn't just me teaching Ezra, this is us learning together. And I think that this curriculum is going to be a really good transition. And I'm really looking forward to putting this into practice and having our first unit. So come January, that is what we'll be doing. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this little flip through and first impressions of this beautiful guide. If you have taught through this curriculum, I would love to know your thoughts, and you can share it in the comments below. Really looking forward to keeping you all updated on how this works for us and kind of just taking you along our homeschooling journey. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.